If you've heard of Xochimilco in Mexico City, it's probably for the bustling trajineras. But there's a quieter side, where still waters flow through floating gardens and ancient farming wisdom endures.
So beautiful.
In a traditional smoke kitchen, Raul Jimenez cooks food rooted in memory. His mission is to preserve not just recipes, but also the land that gives them life. Beneath the surface of these waters lives the Axolotl, an ancient creature now endangered. Francisco Salvador and Omar Espinoza are determined to save it and the ecosystem it depends on. That spirit of care finds its way to my kitchen with an overwhelmingly green dish.
Oh, beautiful.
Green pipián with green vegetables. A dish that nourishes and reminds us of what's worth protecting. And Ancho Chiles Rellenos. Warm, smoky, and full of meaning.
This is the chubbiest taco that I've ever made.
A quiet meal and a reminder that resilience often begins right at the table.
This is so beautiful. That's fabulous. Está delicioso.
Most mornings in Mexico City involve a frantic commute with 22 million people. Mornings deep within Xochimilco are different. Sonia Tapia, an agricultural specialist, invited me to explore this living legacy.
Este es un ave, se llama perrito de agua.
¿Se llama perrito de agua?
Perrito de agua, porque hace un sonido muy parecido a la de un perrito chiquito.
Here, life starts on the water. Xochimilco is famous for its trajineras, the colorful, flower-adorned boats that float through the canals with music, food, and celebrations. But beyond the crowded touristy docks lies a quieter Xochimilco, where the ancient Chinampas, or floating gardens, have sustained life for centuries.
Ahorita hay pocas familias que por generaciones han sido chinamperas, pero que siguen manteniendo fuerte este vínculo con la tierra, ¿no? Con los canales, con la flora, con la fauna que hay en el lugar. Es importante darle este valor histórico, saber que cuando vienes a Xochimilco no solamente es un paseo, sino es todo un contexto de árboles que llevan cientos de años aquí, de gente que lleva mucho tiempo y muchas generaciones que llevan cultivando la tierra y que gracias a ellos podemos todavía visitarlo.
Chinampas are an extraordinary example of Aztec ingenuity, built by layering mud, lake sediment, and vegetation to create fertile farmland. These floating islands naturally irrigate and fertilize themselves, making them one of the most sustainable farming systems in the world. But many fear this way of life is disappearing.
Locales es que se preocupan mucho, ¿no? De qué va a pasar en el futuro con Xochimilco, y no solamente hablando de la parte de los canales y de la parte agrícola, sino incluso de las mismas familias, ¿no? Preocupados porque el abuelo le enseñó al hijo y luego de repente el nieto ya no quiere aprender tanto sobre agricultura o el manejo del agroecosistema.
Walking through the Chinampas feels like stepping into a painting. Rows of vibrant greens, fragrant herbs, and colorful flowers stretch across the land.
Sonia, ¿y qué tanto eliges lo que vas a cosechar dependiendo de la salud de la tierra o de la chinampa?
Mira, en el caso de la zona chinampera, tiene características muy particulares en cuanto a condiciones del suelo, en condiciones del agua, del clima, ¿no? Entonces hay cultivos que se desarrollan muy bien, ¿no? Porque les gustan estas características. En el caso de acelgas, tienen un sabor increíble por las características del suelo, por la cantidad de nutrientes que hay.
¿Estamos buscando cilantro?
Sí, este cilantro confeti se llama.
Híjole, huele exquisito. Wow.
Farmers here still use methods passed down for over 2,000 years, like the Chapin seedbed technique. By shaping small pots from the rich canal mud, they create perfect nests for seedlings, full of nutrients and moisture. It's a process as much about care and mindfulness as it is about farming.
Tenemos un porcentaje de germinación casi yo creo que cerca del 90%.
Wow.
O sea, cada 100 plantitas, cada 100 semillas que tú pones, 90 seguro van a germinar.
Está precioso. Wow. ¿Creces chiles?
No.
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué?
Sí.
No, ¿de verdad no?
Casi no sembramos chile.
¿Por qué?
Porque otro productor lo siembra.
Ah, ok. I'm obsessing about the no chile growing.
In recent decades, Chinampas fell into disrepair due to neglect, but a new generation of chefs has helped bring them back to life. In a traditional smoke kitchen in one of the Chinampas, Raul Jimenez prepares a vibrant Pipián Verde, made with pumpkin seeds, tomatillos, and tons of fresh herbs. He uses it to spoon over seasoned pork and refried beans in a scrumptious taco.
El día de hoy vamos a comer, vamos a preparar algo que a mí me gusta y que me prepara mi mamá y creo que todo nos recuerda algo así. Es un pipián verde, no sé si lo has escuchado o lo has probado para que aprendas. Mi mamá se llama Elvira, ella está en Puebla obviamente y pues eso es lo que traigo para ti. Recuerdo cuando llegaba de la escuela y mi mamá me decía, pues cámbiate el uniforme porque vas a comer, ¿no? Y pues no me gustaba cambiármelo, me gustaba todo el tiempo ser así. Y pues recuerdo que cuando llegaba ya olía este pipián y era de mis comidas pues preferidas, ¿no?
Como el pipián que te comías cuando eras niño.
Justo. Entonces pues el taquito es así, ¿no? ¿Rico?
Está delicioso.
Exquisito. El pipián es like... El sabor sabe como a verde cocinado. It's like all the greens. Está delicioso.
I'm trying to bring in all the green from Xochimilco into my home and living in this universe of green to make a green pipián. I'm gonna get started by cooking and toasting some ingredients, and I'm gonna tell you all about what a pipián is. A pipián is basically a sauce that lives within the universe of the moles. I'm adding 3 garlic cloves into my water that's already starting to boil. And then I'm gonna add a pound of tomatillos. And I think this is one of the most beautiful ingredients in the universe because it is tart, it is clear, it shines through. And then we're adding mostly green things. I'm using a jalapeño and a serrano. And I'm kind of thinking that I'm gonna add 2 jalapeños and 1 serrano because I wanted to have a lot of flavor. Removing the stems. We're gonna cook these. And then here I have my skillet over medium-low. When you toast your pumpkin seeds, when they're cooked inside, they will begin making popping sounds. Okay, so now they're starting to toast. This is ready. You can see how much the pumpkin seeds toasted. Maybe a little too much, but it will still give a taste of toasty, nutty. It adds a heft, it adds a depth. I love Dr. Seuss. I'm gonna let that cool for a second before I grind it. And I'm gonna toast 1/3 cup of sesame seeds. Okay, I'm gonna grind the pumpkin seed. See, you wanna turn it into dust. And now I'm going to add the toasted sesame seeds. You want to cook the tomatillos until they're completely soft and mushy and... Oh. We're adding the chiles. If I were to play with caution or cook with caution, I would add one chile at a time. But I don't want to do that because I love it spicy. And I love the challenge and I love the surprise. So I'm adding all of my chiles at the same time. But don't follow my lead. If you don't know how spicy you want it, I'm gonna add a cup of water of my cooking liquid. So I'm gonna add about a cup of cilantro, the leaves and the upper part of the stems, parsley. You can add fresh basil if you have it at home, or tarragon, or make your Pipián Verde your own. I'm adding like 10 leaves of epazote as well. We're gonna add radish leaves. And then 3 scallions. Cutting the bottoms, and adding the white light green parts. 2 teaspoons of salt. Okay, we're gonna puree these until completely smooth. Ta-da! And just look. It is so good! And it hasn't even finished cooking. It has that velvety, silky base. This is so exquisite. Now this is the added step of mole sauces where you season them. So I'm adding a couple tablespoons of vegetable oil. So I'm gonna wait for this oil to heat, and then I'm gonna turn on my water in the back again where I cooked my tomatillos, and I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to it. You don't wanna add your sauce in your oil until the oil is really hot because you wanna shock the sauce. I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken broth. I have 3 cups here, but I'm gonna judge by eye. Now I'm gonna let this cook until it thickens a little more, seasons a little more, those puddles of fat rise to the surface for 30 minutes or so. And as this continues cooking, I'm gonna take turns cooking these vegetables. Chayote is a beautiful thing. 1/4-inch slices, and then little matchsticks. That was a pound of achayote. This is a pound of green beans, and this is a pound of zucchini. And all these green vegetables just make me think about the greenness of Xochimilco and the Chinampas, which is such a treasure from Mexico. The chayotes are ready. Oh, these look so beautiful. Look, it should still have a crunch. Moving on, green beans, the water's boiling, adding them in here. And again, it's gonna be like just a couple minutes. Let's see what's happening with our sauce. Oh, beautiful. Look at these. It's very important to scrape the bottom of the pot. Okay, taking the green beans out. Okay, I'm gonna cook the zucchini directly into the mole sauce, then the green beans and the chayote. Oh, that looks so pretty too. This is ready. Serve garnished with the sliced radishes. Scallions, you can eat with white rice on the side and warm corn tortillas. This is unexpected Mexican. This is take me back to the deep Mexican. And this is the Mexico that you want to bring in your home Mexican. Xochimilco is a living reminder of the delicate balance between humans and nature. Beneath the surface of these waters lives one of Mexico's most beloved and magical creatures, the ajolote. Known as the Mexican walking fish, this incredible amphibian holds a special place in Mexico's culture. Despite its charm, the ajolote faces a fight for survival.
Don Pancho, ¿cómo está?
Bien. Qué bueno que vienen.
Francisco Salvador's family has lived in Xochimilco for generations. He's made it his life's mission to protect the canals, their wildlife, and the fragile ecosystem that supports ajolotes.
Pásale, te voy a mostrar en su hábitat natural.
Hola,
Es Omar.
Bien, ¿y tú?
Omar Espinoza, a dedicated conservationist, works next to Francisco to reintroduce ajolotes back into their natural habitat. For Omar, this isn't just about saving a species. It's about preserving a part of Mexico's soul.
Omar, ¿y traes un ajolote?
Claro, y otro más.
¿Otro ajolote? ¡Ay, mira qué bonito! Y nunca los he visto en persona.
Pues hoy será cuando, bienvenida.
These extraordinary creatures, with their wide smiles and their unique ability to regenerate limbs, are deeply tied to the mythology of Mexico. Named after the Aztec god Xochitl, who transformed into an ajolote to escape sacrifice, they've long been a symbol of resilience and transformation.
¡Wow! Parece como un mini dragoncito.
El ajolote se puede regenerar, tiene 32.000 millones de genes en comparación con nuestros 3.200 millones de genes, 10 veces más genéticamente.
Wow.
Por lo cual regresan sus células a estado célula madre. ¿Qué es una célula madre? Cordón umbilical, placenta, médula ósea. Esta célula es capaz de crecer hueso, carne, tejido, órgano, piel, ojo, pestaña, lo que sea.
¿Por qué los ajolotes están en peligro de extinción?
El primero sucedió hace 40 años con la introducción del pez tilapia a los canales de Xochimilco. Empezó a elevarse la temperatura con el calentamiento global y eso también cambia el pH porque ellos son de un pH en específico.
¿Y cuál es la posibilidad de que sobrevivan una vez que los liberes?
Alta porque esto no es un cambio drástico. El agua de este apantle se ha llevado al ajolotario, se han preparado a los organismos.
Releasing an ajolote back into its home is a reminder of the responsibility we all share to protect them.
Yo les toco el caracol porque es una manera de pedirles permiso.
On the boat back to Francisco's home, he reflects on the beauty and challenges of life in Xochimilco.
Xochimilco de antes era un Xochimilco productivo de verduras, de maíz, a tal grado que abastecíamos a la ciudad. No necesitábamos traer verdura de otros lados, pero actualmente Xochimilco está con un alto porcentaje tendido al turismo. Xochimilco pues está siendo estrangulado por la marcha urbana y en ello está el ajolote. Debido a las calles estrechas, este es un medio de transporte ecológico y que caben en todos los...
¿Usted ha vivido aquí desde niño?
Sí, nací
¿Y cómo
aquí.
ha cambiado?
Pues mira, todavía cuando yo era niño se veían alguna que otra siembra y ahora pues ya vemos casa tras casa todo habitado.
At Francisco's home, his wife Aidee shares a meal that feels like an extension of their love for this place.
Pasa, estás en tu casa.
Hola.
Hola,
Gracias por
Pati.
invitarme a tu casa.
Bienvenida.
Gracias. Estoy paseando con tu marido y me dijo que eres buenísima cocinera. Arroz. Y
She's prepared a feast that includes romeritos con mole, rice, and chiles rellenos made with both poblano and ancho chiles. The poblano is fresh and exuberant, while the ancho is smoky and bittersweet.
El chile relleno a mí me gusta en una tortilla.
Ok.
Y así, todo el chile relleno completo.
¡Ah, todo! Ah, no, pues yo la voy a seguir. Voy a hacer lo mismo que
Sí.
usted. Entonces le puso todo el chile.
Todo el chile va.
¿Qué eso es?
Canasto.
¿Y cómo pica? Pero pica rico.
Each bite from my plate feels like being welcomed into their family's legacy, a legacy tied to the canals and the culture of Xochimilco.
Hola.
Juju, we're making ancho chile rellenos.
I don't think I've ever tried ancho chile.
Juju, they're so good.
Sí.
I think you're gonna
Me
love
gustaron.
them. First of all,
You know your chiles anchos. The chile ancho is a chile poblano in its ripened and dried version, which completely changes the taste. This is super important for you to know in life. When you want to stuff an ancho chile, you need to make sure that the ancho chiles that you get are pliable. But to stuff them, we're gonna hydrate them.
Right.
I put this water to boil. You've seen the piloncillo before. We need to chisel a little, like a tablespoon's worth. Hold it, don't put your fingers in the way and just chisel little pieces. It's just pure cane sugar juice that's cooked on its own.
Why do we add it to rehydrate the chiles?
Great question. That's because I want the simmering liquid to have flavor and to impart it a little on the chile. I think that's great.
That's good.
So I'm adding a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of white vinegar, and then we're adding the piloncillo. Okay, you wanna throw in the chile?
Yeah. How long do we leave the chiles in the water?
Just a few minutes. You just wanna see them plump up. While this comes to a boil, you can help me start mixing the coating for the batter.
Yeah.
We have flour, we have dried oregano, and allspice, half a teaspoon salt. So look at this, Juju. Did you see how they plumped up?
They're like more than twice the size, huh?
Exactly, and you can see how the skin transformed. It's like they're coming back to life. Okay, hold on, Juju, because we're gonna clean the chiles.
Okay.
Entonces, mira, agarras el chile. Once they are cool enough to handle, one by one, make a slit down one side of the chile. You get rid of the seeds. So help me pat dry the ones we cleaned. And meanwhile, I'm gonna bring the oil here to heat, where we're gonna fry the chile. Okay, you wanna grab that bowl?
Yeah.
Egg whites, egg yolks. Yeah, we need 5.
Oh.
Nice. Good. We can add a sprinkle of salt as you start beating the egg whites until they get stiff peaks.
Stiff peaks.
Yes. I'm gonna start cutting the cheese. I love using panela cheese for the chile relleno. I think that it's super delightful. I love it.
This is brutal. Stiff peaks?
So you can take a turn trying to stuff the chiles.
Okay.
And then stuff it with enough filling for it to be chubby. Yeah, that looks good. Now you can use a toothpick as if you were sewing, just like a seam. That's perfect.
That's fine.
Sweet.
But I want to see how you do the toothpick.
Okay.
I can switch with you.
Okay. If you take the seams as if you were sewing, you grab the toothpick and you go in and out. Now we have to incorporate the yolks. You can beat the yolks a little and then bring them in. That's beautiful, Juju. We need to prepare our assembly line.
Okay.
Okay, ready? Baste it in the flour, coat it. And here you just have to get messy. So you go in and you wanna get the entirety of the chile.
Nice.
Juju, when you drop something in really hot
I'm
oil,
gonna be slow.
you wanna be so slow and determined and really close to the oil. That's when people make mistakes and drop it from the top and it splashes. I'm not taking it out with tongs. Why?
Because you're gonna deflate it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna break the batter.
Gorgeous.
Gorgeous. Okay, so now it's you.
Okay.
Go all in.
Now slow.
Please get slowly and super close. Yeah, look at the bubbles, Juju. Oh,
Oh, this is
perfect. I think both are ready. Now we eat. Okay.
So what are we putting in the taco?
Ve. Tortilla.
Yeah.
Chile ancho relleno de panela con lechuga, con aguacate. Gorgeous. Okay, more yet. Crema con queso cotija. Ooh. Juju, look at this. Oh my gosh.
Cheers.
Mmm.
The ancho chile is insanely good.
This has so many levels of yum. Fresh cream, salty cheese, the buttery avocado, but then you bite into the chile. I live for this, but mostly I live for this. With you and your brothers and Papi, this is like, my life is so full right now.
Me too.
Yum. I think we have a winner, Juju.